Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to round 2 of Queensland Premier Rugby, the Hospital Cup Challenge for 2018. My name is Martin Lippiett, and this afternoon we are at Crosby Park on Brothers Old Boys Day, where yet another chapter in the historic rivalry between the Brethren and the University of Queensland is set to unfold. Brothers will be hungry to bounce back from their shock 29-0 loss to Jeeps in round 1. Students head into the game after narrowly edging past East 29 points to 27. Remember, folks, Queensland Rugby has also increased the live coverage of Premier Rugby in 2018 with all 4 matches streamed live and free via redsrugby.com.au. To kick things off this afternoon, let's check in with Premier Rugby reporter Jabor Staunton in this week's edition of The Breakdown.
G'day footy fans, it's Jabor here bringing you this week's episode of The Breakdown. Over the weekend we had no action just due to the Easter break, and I'm sure you're absolutely frothing for round 2. But before we do that, let's have a quick look at all the results from round 1. Brothers played host to Jeeps and got smoked 29-0, whereas Sunnybank and Norths played out a hard-fought 27-all draw. The Doggies and Bond played in the inaugural Mud Bowl for 2018, with the Doggies getting up 32 points to 25, and the Students played host to East, getting up 29-27 on the Hooter, in the process claiming the Bunter Bowl to kick off the season. It was a weird and wacky round 1, and we saw some absolutely killer highlights across all 4 matches. But for mine, the highlight of the round has to go to East skipper Matt Gordon for this silky little touch. Check it out.
Now Dalglish offloads, intercepted by the big number 8, Sail Sulu. Offloads again, it's the captain Gordon, and the Tigers are back.
Yummy, that's good stuff, Gordo. At least we know with those skills, if rugby doesn't pan out, you've got a career in soccer, mate. Round 1 was fantastic, but now let's look at all the action coming up in round 2. The Gallopers play host to Bond at Yoku Road, and the Doggies play host to Sunnybank at Skyfleet Stadium. In our local derby, Souths are going to be taking on East at Chipseywood Oval, and in the match of the round, Brothers play host to UQ here at Crosby Park. As you can see, we've got some absolutely killer matchups coming up in round 2, and I'm absolutely G'd up for it. And as always, get out to your local rugby club and cheer on your mates. But if you can't do that, tune in to redsrugby.com.au and watch all 4 matches live and for free. I'll be there, and I hope to see you out there too. See you then.
Great stuff there, all of the round 1 action and the results from round 1. We can see here on the table, Jeeps out in front, 5 points. Looking very strong, obviously getting the bonus point last week here at Crosby Road, with West University second on 4 points. And the draw between Sunnybank and Norths find them at equal third, with East, Bond, Souths and Brothers rounding out the table. Once again, good afternoon and welcome to Reds TV live coverage of round 2 of Queensland Premier Rugby. This afternoon we're bringing you all the action from Crosby Park, where Brothers are hosting the University of Queensland. My name is Mark Beard, and joining me in commentary today is regular commentary partner from 2017, Jabor Staunton, as well as Brothers' own Dalen Murphy. Gentlemen, how are we this afternoon?
First match of the year for me, mate.
And Dalen?
As well, mate. Stoked to be here. What a beautiful day for rugby.
Well, I'll start just with you, mate. We'll blood this one early. Obviously, it's your first time in the commentary today, so thanks for joining us. Now, you've been around Brothers for most of your rugby career. How big of an occasion is it when Brothers are hosting the University of Queensland?
Oh, mate, it's certainly probably one of the favourite games of the year, especially at home. Like, it's 100 years of tradition. They're always the tough game. It's always a big day, and today's even better. With Old Boys Day. Well,
both teams are a Centurion team, so there's so much history there. And obviously, Jay, these aren't 2 sides that we saw run out for Brothers and UQ last season. What are some of the major changes that we've seen in and around the clubs?
I think for Brothers, they've picked up a lot of guys. I know that some of the older heads, Mitch Felsman, Nathaniel Gendel, playing down in reserve grades, coming back from injury and stuff. So, they've got a lot of new talent, but also guys like Angus Fowler was out all last season with that dodgy knee. But for Uni, a lot of it's the new heads coming through. Your Angus Scott Youngs, your Harry Hockings, Tate McDermott's, all guys that, recently made their Reds debut but are coming down now.
Obviously, Dalen, you're out this week, obviously. What can you tell us about the young bloke who's taken your place at fly half, Lawson Creighton?
Mate, Lawson Creighton is a good little player. He's currently in the under-20 setup and training most days in there, and hopefully should be in the Oceania coming through.
Well, I hope he does a good job while you're watching. I'm sure you'll critique him after quite heavily. Well, ahead of today's match, our resident sideline reporter, Brendan Sauce Hurdle, headed out here to Crosby Park to catch up with Brethren scrum half and vice-captain Angus Fowler to get his take on the team preparations ahead of the weekend.
G'day guys, Sauce here. We're down at Crosby Park ahead of this weekend's match of the round between Brothers and UQ. I'm here with Vice-Captain Angus Fowler. Angus, a battle between the Brethren and the students here at home doesn't get any bigger than that.
Sauce, no, it doesn't. It's always proven over the last couple of years to be a massive game. So I suppose history throughout the competition shows that we've sort of been the two clubs up there in premierships, and it's always hard, a hard game, win, lose or draw when you play uni. But it's always good to get them at home, which is exciting.
And mate, you guys had a rough trot against Jeeps in that first round. What have you guys done in your 2 weeks between matches now to get ready for this clash against the students?
Yeah, I think it was pretty evident we were a bit off the pace against Jeeps, which is just a bit frustrating. We didn't finish our opportunities, but the 2 weeks off, we just sort of focused on really trying to finish things, and if we create opportunities, really try and be perfect in our finishing of them. And I think that 2 weeks has given us a good opportunity to bounce back against probably the benchmark of the competition this week.
And while Prem grade went down in that last round, I believe all your other grades won against Jeeps. So just how good's the feeling around the club, I suppose, to have that depth throughout the grades? Yeah,
it's great. I think, over the last couple of years we've had really good depth, which has been a sort of cornerstone of Brothers Rugby. It's really exciting. The field's really good amongst the group. I think, not only Premier Grade, we've got a massive squad of blokes who can sort of fill in if injuries do happen throughout the year. And I think that filters through all the way down. And it was really exciting to see heaps of teams win on the weekend.
And you yourself, mate, you've spent a fair bit of time on the sidelines with the ACL last year, keeping you off the field. How good is it to be back playing?
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, it's really exciting to be back this year. Watching's ever fun, and sort of I think I had the first trial off, and that got straight back into it. So it was a nice feeling to be able to put the boots on this year, especially at home here at Crosby. It's been a while.
All right, well, thanks for that one, Angus. Alrighty guys, if you can't get down to Crosby Park here on the weekend for the match of the round, make sure you tune into the live stream. We've got all 4 games on offer via redsrugby.com.au.
Great stuff there. And while we remain on Angus Fowler, we're going to go to our players to watch. And I'm going to kick it over to you, Dalen. Brothers boy yourself. Run us through.
Yeah, mate, so we've got Angus Fowler, scrum half for Brothers, coming back from an ACL injury last year. Was an integral member of the 2016 Premiership side. He's also played, for Melbourne and Australian 20s in the Oceania. He's one to watch. Just watch his backup game and his sharp passing, also pinpoint with his kicks.
Great stuff. And we'll go across the way to the visiting side. J-Ball, obviously Angus got young, been such a big player with the Reds this year, breakout year, and he's down here in Clubland.
Yeah, very much so, as you said. Recently made his Reds debut. He's the son of Sam Scott Young. We all know the bruising number 8 from the late 80s, early 90s, and he's got a lot of his old man in him. He hits hard, he runs hard, and he's such a young pup as well to be able to see him, bashing people at such a young age. He's a massive player to watch today because he's going to rip in.
Great stuff. And we see the tunnels are charging up here at Crosby Park. But before we go any further, I'd like to make a special mention to the sponsors who support club and grassroots rugby, including Brothers major sponsor Ray White Ascot and UQ major sponsor Buildcorp. And we're getting pretty close to it here, lads. And while we've got a bit of a break, I'm just going to quickly run through these team lists of the starting packs. It's a miracle. 2 weeks in a row, we've had unchanged team lists. And we'll start with the home side. In the front row for the Brethren, Harry Hoopert, Matthew Fizzler and Gareth Ryan. In the second row, we've got Michael Wood and Bradford Kappa. On the flanks, Harrison Wilson and Jackson Evans at number 8. Luke Beecham at halfback, Angus Fowler at fly half, Lawson Creighton on the wings, Nico Buetta and George Partridge in the centres, Liam Rickman and Christian LaRosa, and at fullback, Thomas DeForno, coached by Carl Marshall. And we'll go across to the visiting side, the students. And packing out in the front row, it'll be Aaron Pleash, Tom Meller and Hamish Richardson. In second row, Ben Paxton Hall and Harry Hawkins. On the back, we've got Jay Adkins, Max Singh and Angus Scott Young bringing it up at number 8. On the halves, we've got Tate McDermott and Edward Gibson. On the wings, Will Eadie and Clifton Sedu. In the centres, TJ Sakasini and James Dalgleish. And at fullback, Bradley Fredale, coached by McKeenan. And here they come, gents, trotting out to the fields. Now, a couple of stats for you as we go into today's game. Obviously, the last time Brothers beat Uni was in the 2016 Grand Final. But Uni have won the last 6 regular season games against the Brethren. And an interesting fact coming out from last week that they are the 2 top teams for tackle completions, both at 91%. So should expect some pretty big defensive efforts this week.
Yeah, most definitely. Brothers been working pretty hard in the off-season, focusing on the defence and getting up and being quite aggressive with it. So it should be interesting from their perspective.
I know we've talked about this a few times, Jay, but you can't go past players like Michael Wood last week. 14 tackles, 13 runs and 4 tackle breaks. I think definitely be keeping an eye on him today.
And he's only a young fella himself. He's still technically a colt, and he was one of the standout players in a team that created a lot of opportunities but just couldn't capitalise. Guys like him, Harry Wilson, are just out of school himself. They're the guys that are going to be the catalyst for this Brothers side today.
And obviously refereeing today's match, it's Brett Cronin, a regular here. And we are underway. University kick off to Brothers. And they'll be taken well. They're going to kick for exit. And we're going to be gifted with the line out in the opening minute.
So this will be really important here. The set piece a couple of weeks ago for Brothers was a bit off against a really strong set piece in Jeeps. And Uni, we know set piece is key for them as well.
Good little line out there. Bit of a fumble at the back. Scott Young will be the one knocking it on. And we're going to get a scrum right now.
Bit scrappy early on there, Dal. I mean, Uni, we know, always have a good set piece, but they've got some new players, Harry Hawkings and Angus Scott Young, coming into the forward pack. Do you think them coming back and only just being in the mix for the last week might affect it a little bit?
You might think so, but I don't think so, mate. The quality of those individuals coming back is only going to benefit these boys. You know what I mean? The experience they've got from Super this year should be interesting.
Mine.
It's in the hands there of the captain, Angus Fowler. Vice captain, beg your pardon, Angus Fowler. Fowler feeds. Stiff scrumming from both sides. Cronin calls play. Fowler sends it out. Good little run up the middle there from La Rosa. Looping around. Oh, he's lost a bit of footwork there, Michael Wood, but he manages to scramble his way over to the halfway line. On the far side, they're working it out wide. Can he make a go of it? Here's Buetta. We're going to keep going through. Oh, there's a good, solid hit up the middle. Max Singh will match him in defence. Fowler looks for space. He's going to keep pushing down the far side. Here they go. Good run up the back from DeForno. Sorry, I beg your pardon. I think we've had a swap there between Buetta and DeForno for the numbers.
Stay out.
The Brethren lost the ball. Richardson's got it there. McDermott from the back. He'll find Pleashed. McDermott looking quite sharp. A haircut or two he's had in the past few weeks, by courtesy of Brad Thorneye here. And there's Mellor going up the middle. Good pressure from Brothers. They're keeping them down their end. McDermott out the back. They're going to try and make something happen. He finds Gibson. Students really struggling to battle it out of their half, but there's a little bit of a trot. McDermott from the back again. He finds Singh. Singh's a little bit isolated. He's got Scott Young over the top. McDermott trying to make something happen. Offloads, finds Pleash. Oh, here we go. A bit of free space, and they're pulling away. The Brethren, they're going to have to try and slow. Oh, a bit of a chip, if you don't mind. Bit of a loose ball. It's cleaned up well there by Creighton. Creighton looks one. Oh, he gets the wood on McDermott. Charge down. Gets cleaned up. Pulling away. Here goes Edie. Edie goes across. First blood to the students.
And that's just sustained pressure there from the students. All it was, marching upfield, taking the defensive hits as need be, getting the turnover, and then applying it from there.
Yeah, it was great continuity. I think Tate McDermott really controlled the ball well there. And as you said, sustained pressure and they get the result.
And you'll see it here, the break up the middle, that was off a turnover from Hamish Richardson. What is a pretty average kick, seemed to work out pretty well. But Lawson Crichton looked like he had all the time in the world, but he just took a bit too long. Charged down, Will Eadie, Johnny on the spot, and you're not going to catch him when he's in open space.
He's certainly up, mate. He's got definite wheels.
And, you know, an interesting thing, I was speaking to Carl Marshall before the game, and I said, what's been one of the big focuses over the last 2 weeks? Obviously, that big loss 2 weeks ago. And he said, holding on to the ball. Brothers had 17 drop balls 2 weeks ago against Jeeps. So, you know, I think they've definitely had a bit of work to do in the last 2 weeks, and I think this will be the opportunity for them to switch on.
Yeah, definitely. In that game, we turned the ball over 34 times. You know, you can't win games doing that.
So that'll be conversion successful.
It'll be interesting to see how they kick off here, if they want to play it down the university end of the field or they want ball in hand. They need that pill in hand, Brothers, to be able to starve them in possession. That's how they're going to win it, but if they want to play territory, it might be important.
There's the restart. Goes up high. Sensational take from Paxton Hall. Singh. He burrows in. McDermott hits Pleash, and he's met by some good resistance. Gareth Ryan. Gibson will look for the kick out. The 22 doesn't find touch. All he finds is Nico Bueta, who'll go straight up the guts. Fowler from the back. Goes to the blind side. That was a good little run there from the front rower. They're going to keep pushing through. Here's a good run from Wilson. Fowler sends it out onto the boot of Creighton. Creighton, he's kicking cross field into the 22. It's going to run away, and that is a sensational kick for touch.
That's how they need to play. They need to be turning the students around and burying them down this end. Now it's a matter of this set piece. If they can put pressure on the students, this could be huge for Brothers.
Absolutely. Defensively, they've got to stand up here and get up out of the line and really put it on them.
Loose ball, McDermott. Bit of a slip there off the right boot. But he's just met by the butcher's stripes in defence. Pick and go from the back. Good trot there from Hawkins. They're lining up at the back. Another hit up the middle. They're really struggling to find some meterage here. They're putting into the corner of the pocket. There's Gibson for the kick. Charge down. Gibson gets taken out at the same height. Oh, and that.
Time off.
It's going to be thrown to the sideline referees. Gentlemen, what are we thinking?
I think that's a try.
I'm saying try, definitely. Initial thoughts.
What did you see there?
It's a great result. Well done, Jackson Evans.
Clear grounding? Okay, cool. So try.
Ask and you shall receive. Brethren.
There we go. Well, who was it here? They've shot out of the line. It was the defensive line speed where they've come through and been able to put the pressure.
Young Jackson Evans.
And then from there, lucky bounce, Johnny on the spot. There you go. Probably the easiest 5 points he'll score.
Stop, Benny.
Hey, and that's first for the Brethren, 2018.
Absolutely. Interesting statistic on young Jackson Evans. He plays off 3 on the golf course. Quite handy.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus. Why is everyone better at everything in life than me? But it was.
Mate, we don't have enough time on the show.
I know, right? We'll save that for my therapist. But it was disappointing for mine, the fact that they had a 5 metre line out and the Brethren didn't even attempt to go up and pressure them. But they capitalised nonetheless. But that's something that they really need to make sure that they're putting that pressure on every chance they get.
This will be Rickman now, looking for 2 to even the scores. 13 in, 23 out. It's a good strike. It's going to push to the left. So, good retaliation there from Brothers. They are trailing now. 5 points to 7 in the 7th minute. Very fast pace so far, gents, and both teams seem to have done well up at the other ends of the field.
Most definitely. They've capitalised.
Dalgleish for the restart. Going to go short. Oh, and that is not going to. That is not going to fly.
Timing. In the air.
That's probably one of the hardest ones. You know, when you get that close to the guy coming down, you get a little bit excited.
You just want to belt him, don't you?
Tackling the man in the air.
I can say with all honesty, I've never been in that position. I'm a good 10 metres off the play at that stage, I'm not going to lie.
This will be interesting. As J-Ball mentioned before, Brothers struggled in that first round with their set piece. So it's going to be a key element of them succeeding today. So I'll see how the first one goes.
But if they can set a good platform for Lawson Crichton and so on, they can really roll on here in the uni half.
Absolutely.
And good line out from Brothers. They're going to work it through. Oh, that's a good little offload from Creighton.
Go now. Job 3.
Brothers, they've found the halfway line. They're going to slowly etch their way into university territory off the back. Creighton, oh, silky hands from La Rosa. Off the back, here's Fowler. He finds Creighton, who puts them into the hands of Beecham, the captain. With a loose ball, Creighton once again puts the kick in. It's been good so far today. Let's see what it produces now. They let it bounce. Oh, and that was a heavy hit there on Will Eadie. And they're letting him know.
Geez, that is very smart footy from the young bloke, Lawson Crichton. They're turning him around and they're making them work out of their half. And if you've got guys like George Partridge a couple of weeks ago was absolutely devastating with ball in hand, but defensively he can whack blokes too.
And Brothers, another great opportunity here, attacking line out. 30 metres out. Loose ball out the back. Single clean it up. Right
Ball's
there.
ripped. No knock on. Ball's
Puts a
ripped.
good shot on there, the number 10. I think he's turned this round for Brothers now. A little bit of a show and go. Michael Hood gets a push in the back from his own player.
Knock on by Blue into the red
Dow's
player.
got his head in his hands.
Scrum red.
It's good work here by Harry Hoopert and George Partridge. Hoopert over the top. Certainly lets Will Eadie know about it, doesn't it?
Well, they're obviously teammates from the Aussie 20s set up, so one's a prop, one's a winger, so we know who hates who, and you can tell right there that Harry Hoopert let him know what was up.
Any chance as a prop you get one over the winger, you take it, don't you?
Well, we don't usually come up against each other too often, so every chance that you do get a chance to rub his head in the mud, oh yeah, go for gold. But this is important. We were just talking about their set piece being a bit dusty, and that last line out, despite Maxine losing
If you see a
it.
positive intent, that'd be great. Cheers.
Yeah, sorry, despite Maxine losing it, you know, they could have easily been in a position where they could have attacked in good field position and then not been able to capitalise.
And while we've got a bit of break in play, we'd like to make a special mention to Ray White Ascot, long-term sponsor of Brothers, for their support of the club and grassroots rugby.
Yeah, righto. We'll get another blood bin on for you as well, mate. And another blood bin here for number 8 as well.
Looks like young Ed Gibson's giving himself a bit of a mischief.
We'll just wait.
Go boys, keep it up, keep it up.
Yeah, it looks like they're bringing on Sam Dalgleish, actually Jimmy Dalglish's younger brother. So it looks like they're going to slide him, you'd think, into 10, or maybe put Jimmy in there and put Sam in the winger in the centres or something. But I think it's just a blood bin for Ed Gibson, so he should be back on pretty soon.
Just get the Vasso on and send him back out. And we're just waiting here once substitutions are complete. And it'll be a university scrum, by the looks of it, on halfway.
Yeah, mate.
Well, we've still got a second here. We'd also like a special mention to BuildCorp, the major sponsor for the University of Queensland, for their support of the club and grassroots rugby, entering their 10th year with the Heavies.
For number 8, it's just coming on. Righto, gents, we can start to set up here. This is your mark.
Thoughts on the scrums so far, gents?
Well, there hasn't been too much to be able to have a look into it, but, I mean, strong platform. They've both got a really good forward pack, but I think Uni had the better back row, but in regards to the front row, Brothers have really got the wood on them, so once they start to fatigue, it'll be interesting to see who can get a leg up.
Bind. Set.
Big scrum from
Use
Brothers.
it.
Cronin says use it. McDermott pinches it out of the back. Little inside ball. Oh. Bumping his way through is Sakasasini. Off the back, they're getting it. Here's Dalgleish. He's got Sedu out wide. We know how dangerous he can be. McDermott calls them round the corner. The big milkman, Hamish Richardson, takes a hit up. They're going to keep going through, and there's Clifton Sedu. White. Clifton, I beg your pardon, getting into the mix. McDermott. He'll lose it, knock on. It's going to be a Brothers scrum. 39 metres out. Tremendous pressure from Brothers is paying off.
And you can see there, like, brothers are really getting off the line defensively, and it's impressive to see. They're trying to be aggressive, they're trying to take it to Uni, and I think from a defensive perspective, that's going to bode well for them.
See, that was a massive hit by Luke Beecham there. Beecho's going to be a massive part of this team. He was out all last season, obviously injured, and to be able to bring him in, played 100 games with you just a couple of weeks ago. He's leading from the front, and he just absolutely whacked him there. Back foot ball, Tate McDermott, it was sloppy.
Just got the blood bins coming back on.
Most definitely.
And we're going to have another rotation of players here. We'll see Ed Gibson return to the field. And I also think Angus Scott Young will be coming back.
Time's on.
So with the most blood bins I've seen in one succession. They go up, loose ball, and Max Singh will clean it up. Bradford Kappa bring him down. Oh, loose ball. Brothers acting very quickly here. If they can scramble, there might be 5 points for their effort.
Over.
Brayton flicks one out wide. They're going to keep going. There's a bit of space. Is he going to go all the way? And he will. Liam Rickman goes across. Second try for Brothers. They're in the lead now, 10 points to 7.
And it's that sustained pressure we were talking about. They're playing in the Uni half and they're making them work out, forcing the issue, forcing these errors, and they're capitalising, which, Dal, you guys admittedly didn't do 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, most definitely. It's good vision here from Lawson Crichton. Got the turnover, saw the vision out wide and puts Liam Rickman away. I think that's his, all it will be. It'll be first Premier Grade try, so well done.
Congrats to the young man. And it's good to see you guys finally scoring points, you know. A few weeks ago, you were all, I think there was about 4 times you dropped the ball over the try line. Now you can see Carl's pulled them together, making sure that skill base is there, and they're coming away with points any time in that 22 zone, you know.
And I think it's also important, you know, to get those points on the board nice and early. It kind of relaxes everyone down, and everyone can kind of get in their groove and go from there.
Especially considering you were kept to nil a couple of weeks ago. Getting it on the board, as you said, eases the nerves a bit.
Most definitely.
Now Liam Rickman looking to add 2 more points for his effort. Rickman, Mahoney's going to push it left to the posts again. It'll be conversion unsuccessful. The Brothers are in the lead, 10 points to 7 here at Crosby Road, with another University restart about to come from it.
It'll be interesting to see if those misconversions do play a part, because Jimmy Dalglishino can shoot the lights out, so he could really put them away with it.
And they kick deep this time. Field territory critical. And this will be a good attacking opportunity here for the University of Queensland. And in probably recent times in the game, they haven't really been up this end of the field too much in the last 5-10 minutes.
No, Brothers have been really good. As we've talked about before, Lawson Crichton's played an excellent game, controlled the game and turn Uni around.
They just need to maintain possession here and build phases more than anything else.
Are you in or out of the line out? Just waiting for a ball, gents. Time's on.
It is obviously Old Boys Day here, Crosby Park. Big Harry Hawkins gets it out the back. Don't even know why they got a lifting in. The guy is giant. But Brothers working well at the breakdown.
Harry Hooper's been very impressive early. It's a turnover there.
It's great work from Brothers, but it's very poor from Uni in this opening 15 minutes or so. They're not coming in support. They're not hitting that breakdown with any venom, and Brothers are just picking them apart. And Harry Hooper in particular, we've seen, is just getting around the field.
Brothers with the good kick for territory. They'll be throwing their own line out just inside University territory. They go quickly. Bit of a loose one, but it gets cleaned up out the back. Gareth Ryan does well. Now Fowler. Creighton offloads. Michael Wood had a bit of a try.
Yeah, held. Number 6 has completed the tackle. Not releasing.
Who's definitely held there in the tackle, and it's just another pressure valve release for these guys. They're both teams seem to be doing a few sort of rookie errors. So whatever team can eradicate that first, I think will start to really get the wood on the other.
Oh, purely just whoever can get a good string of plays in, because right now there's quite disjointed rugby that we're seeing.
It's very back and forth at this stage.
And so the University, almost deja vu, they're back up, knocking on the door, but will Brothers be able to foil their plans once more? Miller. They go up. Do well to hit Paxton Hall. They're going to look for the driving maul. It's at the back. Mellor's got it in hand. McDermott watching carefully.
Off the head.
They're rolling around. They're going to keep going. It's fallen. Advantage. Calls Cronin.
Collapsing.
Apparently going against Brothers for collapsing. Oh, McDermott goes very quickly. Going to send it out. Here's Gibson with headgear on now. Trying to help that gash on his head. Bit of a loose ball there out the back. Here is the centre, Sikassini. They're going to keep rolling through. ABC, the defensive call here from Brothers. They're really trying to keep the students out. Mellor. And Mellor will fall just short. This is a great attacking opportunity here for the students. Good pressure from Brothers. They've given the knock on out wide. Here's Setu. Setu goes over.
Great try there from the students. That was sustained pressure. Tate McDermott taking the quick tap and getting it out there. That's what happens when the red heavies hold the pill. They build that pressure.
So there was no penalty here on this one. That was advantage for a knock on.
So I think it's pretty fair to say there, gents, you're talking about just before, Uni got a string of plays together there. They actually kind of got over that 4 or 5 phase mark and they come up with the goods.
Sure.
Yeah, what we both know is, obviously both teams can get out there and they can play some decent footy. So if, either team holds the ball, we're going to see some cracking football on the day. But Tate McDermott did really well, controlled the ball, nice and quick, had Brothers on the back foot.
And it's interesting to see Jimmy Dalglish playing at 13 there, typically 10. It's a new position for him, but maybe with that extra width, it might be that good connection to his wingers, Setu and Will Eadie as well. It might be a good little play to be able to have an extra playmaker in those outside channels.
Well, it is. It's a bit of a different formula this week, obviously, with 6 of their starting 15 from last week all over in Hong Kong playing. So I guess that possessed its own challenges this week. I think maybe Jimmy Dalglish getting to move out of comfy 10 going to 13 might have no choice in the matter. Speaking of the devil, Dalglish strikes. And he'll be unsuccessful there. But University have now etched their way back into the lead, 12 points to 10. And you might hit the nail on the head there, Jay. Completed conversions might be just the difference today.
Yeah, I mean, as we were saying, it's going to be a close game from the looks of it, and it's a tough one thus far, so whoever can shoot the lights out might be able to bag this one for him.
And it's a good restart. Another deep one into territory, but it's taken well by Eadie. Eadie gains some courage. He goes running hard, but Beecham was waiting for him. There's Singh now.
Ball's available.
McDermott out the back. Finds Gibson. Gibson gets taken down for his efforts out the back. And here comes the counter-attack from Brothers. Fowler, he looks for the blinds. Does well, finds Bueta. Bueta finds the 22. Bueta, they can't get him down. Brothers looking strong. That's a penalty.
Started from an offside position.
Penalty against Clifton. Setu there, quick restart, off they trot. Here's Beecham. Beecham offload, puts him to Wilson.
Advantage.
Loose ball get picked up by Hawkins. They're going to work it through. Here's Angus Scott Young. Moves well for a big fella.
Over.
McDermott, Gibson, pirouettes. It's met by the defence.
Clean out's effective.
Oh, and that.
Number 1 has kicked it into number 3 in an offside position, accidental, scrum red.
So that's pretty unlucky there for the brethren.
Number 1 is number 3.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Dow. Accidental offside, but they were putting the pressure on, and that would have been, again, a turnover in the 22 for Brothers if they hadn't have been offside.
Last 2 scrums we've had, or the first 2 scrums, we've just gone to ground. Okay, once we come to set, we're excellent. Let's just maintain our body height.
Yep.
Here's your mark.
I think it's just a feed.
Harry Hawkins, he's like a light tower standing amongst those boys. He's about a foot taller.
Safest hands in the business, they reckon.
Biggest hands in the business. No, he's a good kid.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Strong scrumming from both sides. McDermott cleans it out from the back. Gibson out to Dalglish. Dalglish puts on the kick for territory. But it's received well. Here's Bueta. Bit of a step off the right foot. Clifton Setter will bring him down. Fowler trundles over. Creighton offloads, puts into the hands of Wood. And Wood, he'll go down. Paxton Hall gets his man. Working down the far side here. Some good running there. Mind the brethren, they're working hard, grinding away. Creighton sees some space. Creighton's going to go through. Creighton offloads on the inside. Can they go all the way? And they will. Harry Wilson goes across and puts Brothers back in the lead, 15 points to 12.
Awesome footy by Brothers there. Lawson Crichton, a young pup himself, getting it to the 17-year-old Harry Wilson, who is an absolute unit, but that is just awesome footy.
So I think this is really good here from Lawson. Obviously, he's been distributing and feeding the boys outside him really well all day. This time he goes to the line, throws the dummy, slides through and puts the young Wilson away. This is just excellent footy from the young flyer.
A lot of confidence there from all parties.
And it's smart build-up as well. We've seen him, he's putting it on the toe, he's distributing. He hasn't really had a crack himself because he is a natural ball runner, naturally more of a 15. And you can see there he's taken it to the line, found the gap, gotten through, short ball to Wilson, shut the gate.
Most definitely. I think you touched on it earlier, Jay Ball. Like the most impressive thing I think about him so far is just the time he's had.
And it'll be Rickman. And he'll get the flags this time. Brothers extend their lead. 17 points to 12. Now, experience tonight, St George Queensland Reds game against the Brumbies, live and loud from the heart of the Regatta Hotel in the private St George Queensland Reds members area, the Mel Bar, with a specialty cocktail menu and executive chef selection of canapes and selected premium wines. Reds members will enjoy exclusive access to cheer on the team as they clash against the Brumbies this Saturday night. So grab your 2018 membership pass and head on down. We'll come back to the action there, the quick restart. It's resulted in a very good kick for exit. And the University gents, once again, having to battle out of their own half.
Yeah, absolutely. Set piece here, boys. I think what having James Dalglish at 13 allows them to do is exit a little bit differently. With that shift kick, it kind of gives them the option to run or kick, which is always handy to have up your sleeve.
Here's Miller. Feeding University line out. They go out the back. They hit Hawkins. Scott Young finds McDermott. TJ Siakasini, he'll lose the ball. Big tackle from the brethren. Now here they go down the far side. Good run from La Rosa. Fowler. Good little offload. Finds Bueta. Creighton again. Offloads. Oh, and they've met him well.
Tackle's good.
In defence. That's Bradford Kappa. They're working through the hands down the far side once again. Good little bit of run. That's a great tackle from McDermott on Evans. Fowler offloads, little 1-2, puts into the danger man, Harry Wilson. Creighton's got his options. Goes out wide, does well. Wood finds space. They're working very well off the first receiver. Oh, and he's got a little bit lost there, and he's lost the ball forward.
Yeah, just a loose carry there from Lawson Crichton, but he is running this game and absolutely dictating what's happening out there for Brothers. I mean, drop the pill there, but that was a really good build-up until there, Dal.
Yeah, the continuity I think Brothers are showing is quite impressive.
And while we have a bit of blood bin here, obviously memberships for the St George Queensland Reds are still available for the remainder of the season, so make sure you get behind the team this year and have a look at the membership offers available. Head to redsrugby.com.au for more information, and while you're there, check out all of the 2018 apparel, which is on sale now at shop.redsrugby.com.au. So a few blood bins this game, gents. Seems to be the flavour of it.
Oh, geez, yeah, Brad Kappa's copped an absolute beauty. So he'll probably be off for a bit, probably have to get a few stitches. But, you know, he's been a good get for the brethren. He came up from the West Harbour Pirates down in Sydney. It's his first season here. Played a bit of Western Sydney Rams. Has he brought much to the table, you know, from his experience at all, Del?
Yeah, most definitely. He's a cool head, but I think just his attack, you know, he's got great feet at the line, and he's just an honest footballer.
And jumping in substitution will be Ryan Smith, the number 19 jersey. McDermott feeds. Scrum doesn't move much. They get it out. Here is one of the big runners. Here, Cassini. Oh, look at that. Bust 1-2. The third man gets him down. Great offload to James Dalgleish, but he'll get brought down. McDermott flicks it out wide. They've got players. Here's Gibson. Gibson offloads. 1-2. Finds Sedu. Sedu against Bueta. Bueta. He'll eventually get there. McDermott. Gibson offloads. Good running from the centre, TJ Siacassini, but he's having a bit of a hard time holding onto that ball into contact.
He is. I mean, that's 2 times in a row now they've turned over the pill through Siacassini, and it's just schoolboyish things, you know, these little deft skills that they need to make sure that they do to make sure they can build those phases.
He has been everywhere. He's been a busy young man today. A few tackle busts.
But he's not small.
No. But I think
he's tough to miss.
All you can see there, Uni do really well when they get that quick ball. They can exploit those outside passages. And once they get that roll, they're going to be hard to stop.
Crouch.
Now,
Fine.
Brothers scrum Fowler.
Set.
The feed, they're about just inside their half. Oh, big nudge from the students. They're pushing them back. The ball's back. I think McDermott's got it roughed up at the back with Fowler, but they'll get it out.
Just an extra step on the side.
Right. Pass back inside his own 22. He was just looking for territory. Here goes a good run from Twiddale. There's another substitution there for the Brethren, and it looks like they've done very well. Good counter-rucking. The students think they need to switch on here. There's Singh, head down, burrowing into the grasp of Harry Wilson. McDermott from the back. Finds Gibson. Mellor was an option, but they're going to keep sending it out. Oh, past no man's land. Here goes Clifton Sedu. Clifton Sedu looks for space on the outside. We know he's quick. Can he go all the way? Clifton Sedu, bit of a step on the inside. But he's met by a wall of butcher's stripe. Gibson does well to follow up. Oh, and there we go. The ball's been stripped. Advantage given to the Brethren. Kicks it downtown. And if that goes out, oh, and it won't. Hamish Richardson does the power slide. Good work from the front rower. Loose ball out over the top. Cronin calls effective. Bit of a loose ball there, knocked on the way through. So, Brothers, they're hungry for it. Can't quite complete it.
No. Brothers are, they're getting to a certain position where they're in a positive space.
The issue
and
is they
they
cleaned
keep
out
turning the ball over.
effectively, then landed off their feet.
What they're doing really well is that counter-rucking. Nice and tight over the ball.
University just a bit of sleep at the wheel.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, you had to have Hamish Richardson going back there. He looked like Will Smith jumping across the bottom of a car in Bad Boys or something there. He would have loved that.
Now, stop fanboying, Jay.
Yeah, it's just always so sexy to see a prop get down like that. But for mine, it's the skills. They're dropping too much pill, and Brothers are just putting that pressure on the breakdown and just absolutely blowing them apart.
Dermott feeds. Out it goes, Gibson. Dalgleish, they're going to keep working it out wide. Gets it out to Edie. Edie, he hasn't had too much ball. Edie's very quick. Edie's going down the wing. Gets the fend, but Felsman does very well to stave it off. Gibson's having to try and salvage that ball. McDermott can barely get a hand to it. Singh at the back offloads. Here's Scott Young.
In touch.
But it'll be called into touch. Now, wasn't that a chaotic little piece of play?
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was awesome. I thought Will Eadie had Felsman, the old man, all stitched up, but the wise head, he must have gotten the clean out and the knee under the way, and he just mowed him down. Smart footy, and I think it was just Max Singh had his foot on the line when he went to pass that pill.
Well, unbeknown to the people at home, obviously, seasoned veteran Nathaniel Gendel. He's on the bench today. He's just coming back from a bit of a finger injury in the last few weeks, so he wasn't starting, obviously, but it's the same with Felsman that you'll be able to confirm this. There's just a lot of young talent coming through that's putting a bit of pressure on the old Salts.
Yeah, most definitely. There's plenty of young fellas coming in. You can see the majority, or the the average age in the team's about 23, 24.
Mate, you better be careful. Too much time up here, and then you might be become the orange boy, the orange peel boy.
I'd be comfortable with that, mate.
You don't get injured.
Exactly.
11. Wouldn't be a prop.
Referee today is Brett Cronin.
Yeah, so on that one over there...
He's been pretty good on the paddock today. He's been calling it pretty fair, especially with the attacking effort in the breakdown from Brothers. It's just been absolutely sensational. They're blowing over the students, 2 times out of 3 on those breakdowns.
Okay,
well, they seem hungry. I'm sure. I mean, I had a yarn to Carl a week or so ago, and he said he's gotten a rocket up after that loss a couple of weeks ago. So, and you could see it too.
Driving maul. Hizzler's at the back with it. I think Fowler said he's had enough. He's going to go for the right foot box kick. Felsman's under it. Felsman. Razzle dazzle. Them old bones can move well. Here we go up the middle. It's Feslow. A little bit of a pass there. Ring-a-ding-ding. Beecham out wide. Here's Bueta. Bueta flies one out to the winger. He's going to be moving through. It's DeForno. Great movement. And the Brethren looking strong. Oh, and Harry Wilson thought he was all there. But he got chopped by Mella. They're just sitting outside on the 22. Please drops a shoulder into Evans. Fowler. Creighton gets the offload. Good running there from La Rosa. Creighton, the Brethren, they're looking for an in. Oh, here comes the danger man himself, Matt Fizzler. Lawson looking dangerous on the outside. Here's Wilson. And he'll fall just short. The students are scrambling. They're trying to find an answer. Beecham, little offload, 1-2, but it's a good defensive tackle from Richardson that'll slow him down.
Good work.
Looking very dangerous here. Creighton looks to go himself a little bit of a show and go.
What a passage to play.
I always think he was going to get around the big giant Harry Hawkins.
Well, I mean, that's just smart footy from Lawson Crichton, like they were building pressure, just keeping the ball in hand, and then he saw it. I think it was Giaccassini and Harry Hawkins, 2 of the biggest units on the field. He's got to go through every day of the week.
He does, mate. Goes to the line again well, identifies where the space is, off his right, straight through.
I will get you, shooter.
Let's go.
But I mean, this is what Brothers have been doing this entire half thus far. Is they've just absolutely out-enthused the students, and they're just holding on to the pill and wanting it more.
Yeah, absolutely. And if they can continue to do that, they'll be, there and thereabouts in winning this game.
I think it's fair to say, gents, Brothers were playing a very similar game to this 2 weeks ago, but in this case, they're actually finishing what they weren't finishing 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely.
And here's one of the standout performers, Liam Rickman. He's gotten himself a few points for the season so far today. And he's going to try out another 2 on. He's right in front.
He's had a few injuries over the last couple of years, so it's just good to see him out there playing some footy and enjoying himself.
It's always good to not be in team rehab.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that'll be another 2 points for Brothers. Now double. University in the lead, 24 points to 12 in the 32nd minute. Just over 8.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. The Brothers, they're looking like they're in a pretty good headspace. Now Dalgleish is going deep again into territory, trying to coax out that restart. And here's Felsman off the right boot.
Not one of his best.
Great kick-off by Jimmy Dalgleish there, right on the sideline in the 22, forced Felsman to drill that out, and now they've got this position here. So Mellor needs to drill this line out, and they need to sustain pressure.
A lot of use of the word drill there, Jay. I understand what you're saying. Another run there from Ciacassini. He's held on to it this time. McDermott finds Hawkins, who barrels into the defence. McDermott wants a slice of it himself, but he gets manhandled for his time. Mella off the back, gives it to Pleesh. Pleesh gets the run. The front rower trots his way towards. Mella has another go. McDermott regathers. Here's Harry Hawkins. Good 1-2 combination from the brothers. Here's Richardson, the front row for the students, really getting themselves involved. They're taking too long at the back there. Ball's to the back. Adkins gets the offload. The big centre's having another trot. Good run from TJ Tixasini. Ball's ripped on the outside. Finds Edie. That was magic. Holy buckets.
So, yeah, Cronin there was saying that they've ripped the ball out, so there's no knock on, and then a good little pass out to Will Eadie. But, you know, leading up to that, it was sustained pressure again, and it looked like brothers had their wood. But you can see here, Siakasini comes in, Crichton rips the pill out, goes a mile in the air, and then simple pass straight out to Will Eadie, and he's going to score that every day of the week.
It's excellent vision, well done.
Yeah, Brad Trudale there, just knee-jerk, knew that Edie would be there, and just off you go.
Absolutely.
So, big kick now. If he can get it, they're going to close the gap considerably.
But brothers shouldn't hang their head after that, you know. That was really good defensive effort. They were smoking guys like Hamish Richardson and Pleach and so on. So, you know, the defence was there. It was just an unfortunate circumstance to be able to get Twiddale over there. But, you know, they should keep the body language up after that.
Here's Dalgleish, 23 out, 17 in from the sideline. They should definitely have an insurance policy on that man's boot because he's going to close the gap. University now trailing 19 points to 24 as we go into the 35th minute. So the students, gents, I think they're going to want to try and close this out before they get to the half. But it's going to be a big one for brothers to try and stave it.
Yeah, they'd love one more before the half, wouldn't they, to level it up or even go ahead?
Well, this is a big 5 minutes. You know, whoever scores here can completely change the game.
McDermott offloads. Trudale. It's not the neatest of kicks. Guetta will clean it up. He's got Felsman on his outside. Oh, I don't think that's how you run at a front rower. There's a good heavy run there from Gareth Ryan. Fowler. Tired bodies out on the paddock. Fowler is going to look to go backwards against. Looks for the little box kick off the right boot. Players are on the charge down. Buetta's there. Edie finds McDermott. He swats it out of the sky. He puts in a kick of his own. It's going to get cleaned up. Here comes the rebuttal. Here is Mitch Felsman. Gets the old 1-2. Pleach on the bottom again. Good defensive work from the front row. Fowler. Gets cleaned up by Singh. Loose pill there from Fowler. He's a bit disappointed, but they've managed to swing it out. Bit of a goose step from Fizzler. Fizzler gets the offload on the outside. Finds DeForno. Brethren slowly etching their way up the field. Right, and offloads to Wilson, who gets pinball by Pleach. And here goes a good run from substitution Ryan Smith. Flicking it out. Brighton gets it off again. They're going to keep working their way through. Loose ball on the ground. Buetta's going one-on-one. Little offload to Felsman. Felsman had nowhere to go except into the defence.
Good work.
Mellor watches at first position. Oh, the 1-2. Gibson with his smash melon still making his way around the paddock. There was a little attempt there from Michael Wood, but he gets stopped at the 22. Brothers looking dangerous here. They're looking for an in. Can they find one? 3.5 minutes remaining. Here's Wood again. One of the fiercest players on this young brothers outfit. Fowler. Fowler goes wide. Fizzler, he loves the left-hand wing. It's the 4th or 5th time he's been there. The magic man.
Clean out was good.
They're going to keep working up. Crichton, little offload. Finds Wilson again. They're getting into some nostalgia territory. They're getting stuck on this 22. Crichton off round the back. They're going to keep working through Buetta. Buetta's got some space. Buetta gets brought down. A little bit of a chip and go there from Felsman. But it's going to go out, and I think we're going to come back to the knock-on. So I have to say, gents, massive phase play from Brothers. It looks like University's defence, they're starting to switch on a bit.
Yeah, they're really starting to link up in the midfield there, you know, giving them the space outside, giving him the width to be able to run around it, but actually just pushing from the inside out. And it's working for him, obviously.
So we just heard Crone say 1 minute to go, so it's going to be a big make or break situation here for both sides, both with a lot of advantage, getting some late points in the first half, I beg your pardon.
Well, we saw Uni in the last scrum or just previously just absolutely smoke Brothers, so it'll be interesting to see if Brothers try and stiffen up a bit and get a shunt on.
Set.
McDermott feeds. The scrum is not moving. You could put a wine glass on top of that. Here's the big fella, TJ Siakasini. McDermott into the pocket for Gibson. Gibson will kick for touch. And he'll find it, and that is half-time. And what a blockbuster first half it has been. We'll hand over to you, Jay. The students, what do they need to do to get this game in the second half?
They just need to regroup it and keep their composure. You know, they're dropping pill unnecessarily. They look like they're gassed a bit, and so they're just playing a bit of one-out stuff. But when they do build phases, hold on to the pill, that's when they look good.
Murphs, the brethren, what do they got to do to hold on to this lead and get their first win of the season?
I think they just got to keep doing what they're doing. But defensively, I think, like Jay Ball touched on earlier, just keep stepping up, keep putting pressure on UQ, and especially that breakdown.
Well, only time will tell. It is half-time here. Brothers are in the lead, 24 points to 19. We're going to go away for the half-time. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Hey, I'm Teddy Teller. I'm part of the Queensland Reds 2018, and I'm also a Magpie for life. I was probably about 5 years old when I picked up my first footy, and that was in Fiji, back at a little school, a little island off the main island. So, yeah, and I got given a footy from one of the older cousins. So obviously, footy in Fiji is pretty big. So when my family moved over here, I was about 2004, mate. I was about grade 8, and we played a bit of footy at a state school. I actually went to Redbank State High first of all, and then picked up a scholarship at Ipswich Grammar. That was through Midwest, which is sort of your state comp over here. So that was about 2008. I graduated from Ipswich Grammar, so I enjoyed my footy, and ever since then, mate, sort of haven't looked back with sort of the enjoyment of it. So when I left school, I went to Sunnybank Juniors first. Played a bit of Colts, and then I had a bit of taste in Premier Rugby there. From Sunnybank, I went over to UQ, and that was a good time for me there, just to sort of rejuvenate and find a bit of enjoyment in footy again. Then soon after UQ, I went to I done a stint in Spain as well for a little while there before obviously playing a bit of a footy at South throughout 2015 and this year. For me to come to South, it was a very big opportunity to play with my brothers, as you said. So. And they're a big family club here too, so mate, for me to play footy with, especially the young one, he's a couple of years younger than me and my older brother, so that was, my family loved it, and obviously, as you know, the parents always love seeing all their boys on the field at the same time, so yeah.
Outside of rugby, I do a bit of recruitment for a company called Rob Law Max Recruitment. Got into it through one of the boys actually that I played with at clubs, so I mean, you got to have something post-footy, so it's been a good sort of foundation for me.
Being selected in that Queensland country team really sort of set the tone for sort of what was to come of it, joining the Red squad this year. So, I got to learn a lot under Brad Thorne, as a lot of boys sort of a testament of that he's just, a legend of the game. So I learned a bit under him, and so I think that's just a big thing, just, a bit older now, but still sort of learning things as I go, so yeah. I think the NRC really set me up to be sort of a stepping stone to play for the Reds in 2018 and to be a part of that squad. I think without that sort of opportunity at NRC level, I don't think it's sort of that transition would have been as smoothly as I thought it would have been. And being in the team now, mate, it's mate, any kid in Queensland, it'd be a dream come true. So I'm really enjoying it and sort of just taking it, every step of the way. So yeah, I mean, it can get to a stage where you sort of, there's a lot of pressure. I mean, and there's always pressure wherever you're playing footy, but as long as you're enjoying it and you're sort of making those mateships and the friendships that you make with footy, they sort of last for a lifetime. Yeah. I think that sort of brought me back to footy. I think if you sort of enjoy it, you can play it forever. So no, I think the enjoyment of footy and just what it brings. So that really sort of kept me grounded and sort of kept me focused on enjoying it most of all, but obviously, playing professionally. The Premier Rugby is obviously a good standard and a great standard in Queensland. Obviously, the players that you play, come from all backgrounds and different ages. I think that the Queensland Premier Rugby level in general is quite high in the whole of Australia. So that's really set me up, quite well in terms of footy.
Great stuff there. That's a new video segment Queensland Premier Rugby has added in 2018 called Why We Play the Game, which will see some of club's finest profiled throughout the season. In the second instalment, we had a look there at Teddy Teller from South, who at the age of 27 had finally cracked the professional ranks, with Brad Thorne bringing him to the Reds squad. What a great little bit. Now we're going to have a look around the grounds. We know what's going on here. Very tight game between Brothers and the University of Queensland, but it's Souths and East. Souths are ahead 24 points to 7. Jeeps are narrowly behind against Bond, 21 points to 19. And Wests are trailing 8 points to 0 against Sunnybank. And remember, if you want to watch any of those, head to redsrugby.com.au to the live stream page, and you'll be able to see all of that wonderful content. Now, every Friday during the Queensland Premier Grade competition, QPR Weekly is released to give you the lay of the land and a taste for what's to come. It includes all weekly content, stories, team lists, and much, much more. This weekend's program features stories on Brothers prop Harry Hoopert and South's utility back Teddy Teller, and that wonderful little shot there in the front of Nathaniel Gendel and his daughter. So absolutely great stuff. And as always, we love talking about our Queensland Reds, who are having such a wonderful season. And make sure you catch them on the 21st of April, and that's next weekend, against the Chiefs at Suncorp Stadium. Kickoff at 7:45. For all ticketing information, head to redsrugby.com.au. Now we are back into the second half, and I wouldn't be anywhere without my colour commentators. Welcome back, Jay, Murphs. First half. Let's swap it up. Murphs, what have Uni done well in the first half?
Mate, they've applied a fair bit of pressure, to be honest. When they had their ball, as we saw, they spread it wide really well, and they execute those outside channels, and they get a roll on. What they've done probably poorly is that, as Jay will touch on a few times, they've turned the ball over too much, and they've been a bit laxy-daisy. They seem to be being out-enthused a little bit by Brothers at the moment.
And J-Ball across for the Brethren, obviously in the lead. They're doing something right out there, and they're looking pretty good to maybe hold on for the rest of the game.
Yeah, they're playing smart footy. I think the smartest move they did was they dropped Dale Murphy and got Lawson Crichton in there. He's playing the house down, dictating play well, playing out of their half down to the uni 22, and then when they're there, he's running the game well, passing, kicking, running as need be. They just need to sustain that. Him and Harry Hoopert at loose head prop is playing the house down. He's leading the charge in those rucks, and it's that pressure at ruck time that is really paying dividends.
Can I ask you for a second, has Matt Fizzler always been such the seagulling playmaker on the left wing, or is that a new bit of flair this season?
Mate, he does enjoy a bit of time out there, I think. He sniffs out a try. So he's been carrying really well today, to be honest, though.
Well, that's where all good hookers play, is out on the wing, in my opinion.
Well, I've just been told that apparently this isn't a youth thing. This was like a schoolboy thing, and maybe he's just never, ever forgotten it.
Well, he probably thinks he's got a 1 next to that 2 on his back. But as I said, give him the ball, let him kick goals, do drop kicks, whatever. I reckon hookers should be able to do whatever they want on any footy field.
And J-Ball Staunton is looking for any coaching opportunities out there. If you have a need for a quality backs coach, email us at commentary@qpr.com.au. Obviously, it is Old Boys Day out here. And the Brethren, such one of the most historic clubs in the competition here. And I guess historically also at this level within Premier Grade, it's probably one of the biggest rivalries, if not the biggest rivalry, between any two Premier Grade clubs, between University of Queensland and Brothers.
Yeah, mate, it dates all the way back, hundreds of years ago. But during the 80s, when they had those many grand finals where they played against each other, it's always a big day. And as I said, it's probably one of the most favourite days for the boys. Everyone gets up.
That and Ladies' Day, obviously.
Obviously.
But, I mean, looking out on the far corner, what is it, Hobbits Hill or Hobbits Corner or whatever it is, where all the freaks go. But, I mean, that's absolutely jam-packed and everybody's ripping in, and it's an awesome day out here.
Rightio, we're underway. Enough talking about Lord of the Rings. Here we go, off the back. Brad Twadale. Some freakish, instinctive passing put Will Eadie over late in the first half. So Brothers having to get to work right away. There's Lawson Cretan. And the kick won't find touch. Tate McDermott's back. Hoodwinks one. McDermott floats one out wide. Here's Clifton Sedu. Clifton Sedu, we know he's quick. And I think Brothers do too. That's why they wrap him up quick. So, University of Queensland inside their own 22. Gibson, bit of a floppy right foot kick. And here come Brothers. Back into the attack. They're inside the 22. Good attacking platform here. Angus Fowler. Little offload. They're going to keep sending it through. Croydon offloads. There's the magic man.
Release, Ray!
The big fizz. It looks like Bradford Kappa is back on the field there from his smash noggin. Heavily taped up. There's Bueta. Gets wrapped up by Dalgleish. Brothers have got the advantage for the knock-on. Oh, and there we go. But they're going to come back.
Wouldn't that have been a sight to see, mate?
Oh, my God. I was absolutely frothing to see Hamish Richardson pinch that pill and run 70 metres to score a try under the post. It would have been the best thing I've ever seen on a footy field.
Yeah, the milkman, he gets around. He does
and he would have made it too.
Ran whole 75, showing his heels, the soles of his feet to everyone in his wake.
It's a great opportunity here for Brothers to put some points on the board.
Crouch. Bind.
Vice Captain Fowler. And the students are going to look to try and get them back, but they're not going to. Gets it out quick. Ooh, Singh nearly gets him, but Crichton will get the offload. Knock on forward. Loose ball on the ground. It'll get picked up. It's going to be a university scrum. Looks like we're a bit slow to start this half, gents.
Yeah, a bit sluggish it looked. I mean, the scrum was a bit lackadaisical. It's been a bit slow for the opening couple of minutes, but whichever team can really click it, it should be interesting to see how they push from there. But we've seen as well that Uni are really putting some pressure on. Now that Brad Kappa's back on it, it's short up the second row a bit, but it'll be interesting. I think Uni might see this as an opportunity and a weapon to be able to really put some pressure on the brethren here.
Set.
Big half here for University of Queensland inside their own 40. McDermott goes down the blind side. Here's Edie. Edie, little bit of a chip.
No hands. Rock
And
now.
that was some very, very safe ball play by the brethren. Can they hold on to it? It's lost. The bottom of the ruck, and someone's emerged out. Good run, little 1-2. Here's Kappa making his presence known. Wilson offloads. That's some good heavy running there by the brothers forwards. Box kick from the back of Fowler. They're going to all be running onto it. Bit of a bounce. Pretty dangerous. And here's Treadale. Treadale puts in a kick of his own. Coming down the far side. Here's Bueta. He's got a full head of steam. Goes head on against Paxton Hall and goes straight through the second rower.
Advantage offside.
Penalty against the students. They are offside, pulling away. Here's Wilson. Wilson. He's stumbling and trumbling, but he'll get the ball off to Gareth Ryan. Resourceful rugby from Brothers. 1-2 out wide. Ike on the inside. Fizzler.
Release for it.
Here's Wilson. He's going to try burrow over. The brethren looking for an option. Gareth Ryan spills the beans. Harry Hawkins, he'll get tackled in goal, but will come back for.
How good was that? That was awesome footy. Lawson Crichton is absolutely dominating this game, and Harry Wilson running on his hip is awesome. It was good. I don't think they wanted Gareth Ryan getting that short ball there. It looked like he went all of about 3 metres in a 10-second period, but
extra step.
Unlucky to drop the pill there, but the Brothers boys are getting a roll on.
Matt Fizzler's all over that far wing like a bad smell. I don't think he's left it all day.
Yeah, I'm loving it. It's awesome.
That was great work from Wilson Crichton, but I think the most impressive part there went Wilson, to Gareth Ryan, then on to Fezler and Hooper. So it's a great interchange between forwards and backs.
Wilson's really been injecting himself into the play today. McDermott, very important scrum here for the University of Queensland. They need to get it out clean.
just lost footing.
And have a good kick for touch.
Hey guys, can we both agree just move it across? We just lost footing. Let's come across.
And our referee today is Cronin, regular here for Queensland Premier Grade.
And you saw there when they slipped over there, Harry Wilson, the young kid himself, first year out of school, was in there geeing the boys up. He knows what's on here, and if he can get these boys up for this scrum, this could be awesome.
Set.
McDermott feeds.
Gone down on the far side.
And there he is again, Harry Wilson. Bum taps left, right and centre.
He's an impressive young character. Comes straight out of Terrace, first 15 last year. Obviously, Australian schoolboys.
So we'll go St. Martin.
Handy at cricket as well.
Yeah,
Did you get his autograph?
Yeah, okay. I do tend to agree.
He's no front rower though, right, Jay?
No, I don't even care about him, to be really honest.
No, Jay's
Unless you're a front rower, I don't care how good you are at
Jay's rugby team stopped with after number 3. I don't care, guys. You just play wherever.
Bind. Set.
McDermott. Students hold their own.
Use it. It's at the back.
He's got to use it. On a big run here from DJ Siakasini. Loose ball at the back. McDermott offloads. Hawkins, good little 1-2. Finds Adkins. McDermott, charge down, finds Dalgleish. Dalgleish hurdles over one of the defenders on the ground. He's got Clifton Setu on his right. On the left, it's Gibson. Gibson's pulling away. Gibson going to come down on the 22. Clifton Setu's there. They've got to hold on to this one. Over the top, and that'll be some great counter-rucking work.
Matt Fessler, again. How good is he? He just chased down, who was it? Ed Gibson.
Tackle and release.
Then gets the turnover.
Not releasing.
If you're going to get an autograph, get his.
Right, we know where Jay's going to be at 80 minutes.
But that was some impressive play by UQ.
No, it was brilliancy. That's typical UQ, though, capitalising.
Correct.
And I'd be interested to see, look, obviously Ed Gibson there was backing up Jimmy Dalgleish, but every time Jimmy Dalgleish has got his hands on the pill, he's creating stuff. So it'd be interesting to see if maybe Mick Heenan does slide him back into 10 to start trying to get a bit of a roll on for the students or something like that.
Still 30 minutes of rugby, Jay. Who knows? Oh, loose ball at the top there, and Angus Scott Young says, why me? Thank you. Students. Gets the offload, McDermott. Bumps into Paxton Hall.
Too many players going forward. No opportunity.
And Cronin.
Let it go.
Making the call. Looks like there's a bit of argy-bargy between Harry Wilson and Tate McDermott.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be doing that if I was Tate McDermott, not going to lie.
No advantage, going forward, red ball. Here's your scrum.
WC experience this weekend, St George Queensland Reds away game against the Brumbies at the Regatta Hotel. If you are a 2018 member, bring your pass along. There's an assortment of canapes and exquisite drinks available to you. So head on down to the Regatta this evening for that one, gents. Who do you reckon is going to get on top?
Oh.
The Reds,
yeah,
Reds,
sorry.
Reds,
Yeah, definitely the Reds. It'll be the Reds. Love the Reds.
Mine.
Not as much as Fizzler. Big scrum for the students once again. McDermott feeds. It's out the back at the feet of Scott Young. Scott Young goes to the blind. Tries to elude the defence, but they managed to get over. And I think that was...
Entry. Offside. Yeah, listen, I thought you came through the side and the ball wasn't out, so it's offside.
Getting to this point in the game, everyone's getting a little bit tired, a little bit niggly.
Yeah, Tate McDermott's absolutely chirping away at everyone. He looked like he was having a dig at Harry Wilson before, and then he thought, no, let's go one bigger, and tried to fight Luke Beecham. You know,
well, I was talking to Tate before the game. I said, I love the curtains that you're rocking.
Yeah, I know. He looks like Nick Carter from Backstreet Boys. I'm kind of digging it.
It's impressive.
Not going to lie, though, they're the sort of haircuts that make me happy that I'm bald.
Whatever gets you to sleep at night, mate. Hawkins high. They're going to go the driving maul. Mellors offloads, finds McDermott. Here they go. Gibson, little inside ball. Clifton Sedu offloads again. Dalglish swings it out wide. It's the magic man, Will Eadie. Oh, open the door and you let in a draft.
Well, I mean, they've just capitalised. That's a massive swing, and now it's 24 all. The way Jimmy Dalglish is kicking, looks like he's going to plug it over. But you can see here it was really basic stuff. They just ran that second man play. Cliff Sedu was able to get his hands free, and then it was just basic hands out to Will Eadie, who we all know can just absolutely score from anywhere, and he was going to dot that down no matter what. I think that's his second try for today as well, actually. So he's got himself a brace. The way he's playing, wouldn't be surprised if he picks up a hat-trick. But again, I mean, that was a really good interchange play there with Ed Gibson and so on. But it was, again, Jimmy Dalglish coming up on Cliff Sedu there and getting that pill out the back to Twiddale. So, you know, if they can try and get him with hands on ball as much as possible, that's how they're going to change this around.
We go to the conversion now. Dalglish, he's about 24 metres out from the try line and about 6 metres in from the side. Dalglish hunting for two, and he'll get it. University of Queensland etch ahead 26 points to 24.
Just go time off here. I'll just wait for them to sort out that. Just hold the kickoff till I come back.
Well, we've got a bit of injury time here. Remember, the St George Queensland Red memberships are still available for the remainder of the season. Make sure you get behind the team this year and have a look at membership offers available. Head to redsrugby.com.au. And we're back here. Live action. McDermott will take the restart. He'll kick for touch, but it'll be taken by Bueta. Bueta starts his campaign back up the field. Goes straight into Big Harry Hawkins. They'll both find their way to the deck. Here they go through the hands. They've seen what the students have done out wide. Bit of replication here.
14, release! Good work.
Fowler. Little 1-2 ball, that was silky smooth. Here goes Wood. He's going all the way. Michael Wood, he'll fall just short, 10 metres out. Fowler finds Wilson. Wilson sends it out wide. Mitch Felsman, little 1-2. And it's the big man, Bradford Kappa.
That is
getting across in the corner.
Awesome footy from brothers there. Like that little ball from Lawson Crichton, Michael Wood. That was sick.
Again, Lawson Crichton, plenty of time there. Michael Wood coming off his hit. He's been impressive today as well. Aggressive, abrasive, holds the ball well. And I think it's good composure here by the boys. Harry Wilson does well. And, you know, Mitch Felsman just kind of sums it up and puts big Bradford Cupper away for his first one for the club.
Yeah, and that's got to be exciting for him coming up here. That'd be his first try in the butcher stripes. But, you know, he's playing really well. He's looks to have gelled into this team and picked up patterns and everything.
Yeah, is he starting from an onside
just
position?
At ease. And,
okay,
you know, they're the sort of guys
sure,
that I think if you can get into a structure like here at Brothers, it could be massive boost for the team.
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, righto. So what I might do is I might just have a quick word to him. And then
Liam Rickman hasn't had the best kicks from out wide today. He gets this one. It'll get the brethren just a little bit further ahead here in the 54th minute. Rickman from the sideline. And I think the crowd, evidence for that one. He got it over. So Brothers now back in the lead, 31 points to 26. And there's about 15 minutes remaining in this game. Another really close encounter I think we're going to have for the next 15 minutes, boys.
It's going to be impressive, 25 minutes of football.
25. It is 25, isn't it? I need to go back to school, do some maths. Sure you don't want my job?
So I think it's important that our Brothers just stick to their structures here and exit well and keep turning them around and play some footy.
That's a big substitution there coming off the field.
Number
3, Hamish Richardson. He's had a big first half, really. In fact, coming onto the field now will be Stefan Udendal. Gibson out the back finds Dalglish. Dalglish soaks up the defenders. Here's Scott Young. Scott Young gets chopped well.
No, stay on, stay outside. Good work.
McDermott outside finds Undal. Ball's out the back again. Singh jumps in. He's no stranger to sevens. Max Singh.
Release, White!
McDermott. It's Gibson, little inside ball to Sia Cassini. Sia Cassini still going like a wrecking ball. McDermott hits Gibson. Gibson tries to make something happen, but nothing there, but we're going to bring it back.
All legal. High tackle by number 4, White.
That one's against Michael Wood there, only charging TJ Sia Cassini.
Turnover would have been affected by White there. No advantage, number 4, high tackle.
You go for the points, you go for the line, boys.
Take the points.
Well, I mean, you're seeing a lot nowadays. They do kick it to the line and try and get the try, and it looks like they're doing that right here as well with Ed Gibson. So it'll be interesting. You know, the line out has been a bit dicey from both sides. It's a bit 50-50. So look, if they can stick it, we saw early on in the first half they had a rolling maul that looked really good. So if they can set that up well and really take it to the Brethren, it could be interesting.
Do the Brethren sack or do they counter?
They tried to counter, ended up sacking it illegally.
Not straight.
Just be patient. And Tom Mellor will give away the penalty there for not straight, and they let him know about it.
Yeah, I know for a fact. So Tom actually came over from Sunnybank halfway through last year, and his older brother still plays at Sunnybank. And I can tell you right now, his older brother Sam would be giving him grief about that throw for sure. But look, we just spoke about it. Set piece, it's 50-50. The points are so important in this game. Do you reckon they're going to look back and sort of rue the chance they had it to be able to shoot the lights out and take the 3 there, Dal?
I just think, yeah, when they're on offer like that, and it's a pretty simple kick. You take them and you build the pressure, and then you go again.
Angus Fowler feeds. Drayton puts the kick in. Great kicking form from him. Clifton Sedu's down there, but it's an unfortuitous bounce.
And that's an awesome clearance. They've gone from a penalty in front, 40 out, to now a line out on the halfway line. Just from, you know, a crooked line out and maybe some poor decision-making and execution.
And a bit of patience is going to pay off for them. They've got the ball inside the train tracks here. And Fowler from the back. Finds Wilson. They're going to keep sending it out. He'll eventually get his man. Good defensive work there from Sia Cassini. Fowler. The Brethren are going to keep working out. Here's Kappa. Kappa goes bang on with Pleesh. Pleesh groggily gets up. Here's a little cheeky kick from Crichton. He was waiting. He knows territory's important. Sedu takes his time, kicks for exit. I think he channeled a bit of his Mitch Felsman there for that one.
But that's a net gain there for brothers. You know, they've worked, gotten it down there, smart kick downfield, and let Sedu shank it into touch. So I think brothers definitely got the roll on here.
Yeah, most definitely. It's smart footy. Keep turning him around and, you know, put the pressure back on Uni.
And, gentlemen, where are you going to be on the 21st? I know, you're going to be at Suncorp Stadium along with everybody.
Yes,
when
yes, I am.
Queensland Reds take on the Chiefs. 7:45 kickoff. For all ticketing information, head to redsrugby.com.au. And remember, tonight they are coming up against the Brumbies down in Canberra. If you are a Reds 2018 member and you got your card, head on down to the Regatta Hotel for your own exclusive bar, nibblies and drinks.
Just hold. Just hold. Physio.
And Pleesh, bit of a stinger on the shoulder, but he's right to play.
Time's on.
And Matt Fizzler at the front. It's a feed. They go long to the back, and it's very cleanly taken. Quick ball out from Fowler. Wilson. Fowler sends it out. Crichton skips Buetta. They're going to keep working out wide. Here's Felsman. Felsman puts the place out. Here they go again, 1-2, and that's a good heavy run from Harry Hoopert. Brothers patiently working their way up the field. Good vision from Crichton, a little bit of space, he's pierced through, had no one with him. That's a thumping tackle from Clifton Sedu. Loose ball, halfback on halfback, Fowler v McDermott.
Good work, 9 balls available.
Out the back, Brothers picking and driving while Fowler is otherwise detained in the breakdown. Here they go, little 1-2, the Brethren looking dangerous. They're charging towards the line now, 10 metres out. And the defence is really starting to amp it up. They're going to have to if they want to slow the Brethren down. Crichton flings it out wide to space, and there is nobody stopping him. Tom DeForno looking lethal in the corner.
That's awesome play there. Lawson Crichton with the cutout.
Excellent vision. Tommy DeForno holds his width really well. There's no stopping him from there. Again, Lawson Crichton gets his ball on their hands. He's created every opportunity the Brothers have had.
But this is just smart footy. That was just patient build-up. Guys like Harry Hoopert and co just taking those hit-ups, building the pressure, sucking them in, and then working on the outside channels there. We see there, good pass by Fowler, but a triple cutout by Lawson Crichton, who is playing the house down, and then a really silky finish there by DeForno right in front of the students.
And I think it's a credit to these young boys that are coming through here at Brothers. You know, they're showing great temperament and patience, and as you mentioned, like getting the job done and working through that process.
Here we go. Rickman, he gets one from the other side, almost mirror position. Let's see how he does on the left-hand side. So Brothers ahead by 10. Can Rickman make it 12?
Yeah.
24 out from the line. 3 in from the sideline. He's going to be kicking it right into the old boys in the northeast corner. Rickman strikes. Will it come back? No, it won't. Brothers in the lead, 36 points to 26, gents. We have just under 20 minutes remaining in this half. This could be anyone's game still, but Brothers are looking pretty dangerous right now.
I mean, yeah, they're looking really good, but it's a 10-point lead. You know, like Jimmy Dalgleish, one try, he gets you within 3 if he can shoot the lights out.
And territory kicking again. They're going to kick deep. And defence lining up. There's a good take from Edie. He'll swing it across to Tredale. Finds Sedu. Gibson looping in behind. Sedu trying to make something happen. And that'll be advantage. Going. I think that's against Wood. Oh, and here's Sia Cassini going through the middle. Sia Cassini, like a bat out of hell. He's managing to hold on to it, and he's getting some very valuable meters. Little inside ball from Dalgleish to find Tredale. And Tredale will get brought down by Gareth Ryan. Advantage over for the students. Gibson goes in, but he's sandwiched to the ground by Matt Fizzler. Miller goes through. Makes the wise decision to hold on to it. Here's Odendall. Odendall crashes his way through. The students slowly getting their way in inside the 40-metre now. Gibson stretching a cramp out the back. While Scott Young tramples his way through to 25 out. Here's Odendall, the sub for the front rower, Hamish Richardson. McDermott finds Sia Cassini. Little bit off, so Gibson gets chopped. Gibson gets the roll on.
I'll explain. Number 4 is okay. The tackler didn't come through the gate, prevented the clean out.
It's a hard call.
You're okay.
To be out there making it for our referees.
You've got to work.
And, you know, you've got to say, gents, that both teams' work rate over this half so far have been massive, and we're starting to see that fatigue setting in with the players.
Really starting to look gassed out there, so it'll start to be interesting to see when they get some subs on. But
number 4 was totally legal. The issue was that the tackler that got back to their feet didn't come through the gate, and he prevented the clean out of 4.
Yeah, you can hear Brett Cronin there saying that it was Brad Capper, I think, Michael Wood, sorry, was fine, but it was the tackler that came through the gate, and look, it's just put Uni in a good position now. So look,
They were here just before, though, and they didn't capitalise. So, brothers, they've just got to stick to their game plan to go either way. Hawkins just holds on. And Singh will grab it. They're going to try and hold him up. Loose ball out there. It's been lost. Mellor will trundle his way 4 metres over. Hawkins at the back, picking and driving. Oh, but Kappa like a thief in the night. He gets it, but I think he's knocked it on in the process.
Let it go.
Bradford Kappa.
what is with Tate McDermott trying to fight all the biggest dudes out there?
Just a message, just when you just did that second high tackle, let's just get it out, eh? Yeah, over there was the advantage getting super high. No more.
I think Michael Wood is making his presence known there to Mr. Cronin. We're in the 65th minute. Now there's 15 minutes to go. Yeah, take that, Nats.
This is going to be a huge scrum. Hamish Richardson's off the field now, all new front row for the students, so whether or not they're going to be as dominant.
McDermott feeds. I think he knows he's got to get this one out quick. McDermott goes himself. Can he see space? No, he cannot. Finds some very stiff defence. They're going to keep going. Mellor. And Mellor finds the defence sleeping around the side of the breakdown. The students are clawing their way back now, trailing 31-36 with 2 points potentially to come.
And as we said, there's 15 minutes left, and it's now it's looking like it's going to be a 3-point ball game, so who knows.
And good effort here from Tate McDermott, and then, right place, right time for Tom Mellor.
Yeah, he did well. I think brothers will be a little bit disappointed with that, but obviously Uni played very, very well there. Tate McDermott took the ball in, recycled it nice and quickly, and Mellor will capitalise.
Yeah, it wasn't anything fancy. It was literally Tate McDermott got absolutely smoked there by Jack Evans, but it was just smart footy, and brothers were a bit lazy in that one channel, and it was just a pick and straight through there by Tom Mellor, so he'll be stoked to get that.
Dalglish just a little bit across from in front, and he'll get that one. No problems. The students close the gap. It's 3 points, 33-36.
I think we'll start to see young Dalglish really start to step up here and start to take control of the game for the students.
Well, he has to. He's the most experienced guy in that back line. He's the one that typically runs the show at 10 there, so he needs to get his hands on the pill to be able to dictate this final 15.
Will Eadie sits and waits. Puts it into the boot of Dalglish, who finds Bueda. That's Sam Dalglish in the 21 and James Dalglish in 13. Fowler from the back. Great. Good depth from the brothers' back line.
Number 7 on his feet. Survived the
And that's
clean-out.
great pilfering there from Max Singh. Come away, we talked about it a couple of minutes ago, but I think fatigue is really starting to play a big factor in this game, and we're starting to see, it's changing the way these teams are playing.
Well, Uni have obviously made a couple changes. We just said before, Sam Dalglish, but you can see here Maxine, as Brett Cronin said, survived that clean-out, was able to get over the pill, and that's a turnover. But it's these new subs that they've got on there. It looks like they've rejuvenated them a bit, and they're giving them a bit of a spark to try to get on top of brothers here.
They go up. Paxton Hall gets it, but not straight. That's the second one in this half.
That's just not good enough by Tom Mellor there. You can't be doing that in that position. So it'll be interesting, but you can see Luke Beecham's G'd up, and he's going to get these boys fired for this final 12 minutes. Sorry.
Brothers need to be smart here, turn the ball around and play down their end, and then really apply the pressure to Uni to get it out of their own end.
Yeah, as we said, there's still 12 minutes, so there's no reason why you should deviate or panic or get too frantic. Play the way you've been playing, maybe hit midfield so you've got your options, then plug it in the corners and let them try and work their way out. Because we've seen the Uni set piece is a bit dodgy.
Fowler feeds. Students trying to push everything they can into it, but they get it out. Brighton, he's not looking for touch, he's looking for territory.
Just watch the mark.
And that is... I don't think Creighton's too happy with himself.
Scrum call.
Yeah, as I said,
Sure.
put it into the corners. Probably not that corner before the try line's probably best. So
Can I just say, that's a
be
really,
filthy.
you know, even on the
Ball's
bounce,
gone
that's a
dead.
fairly
Scrum red.
big whack this late in the game. You
Yeah,
know?
he's
That's
got a
70
bit of
70
purchase on
metres
it.
on the fly.
But these are the things that this game is literally being dictated by errors. It's
One
not,
percenters, mate.
Yeah, it's
All
not
about
so
one
much
percenters.
anybody really changing the game or you know, breaking it apart. It's more so one team makes an
James
error,
Mark.
the other one can capitalise, and then that's when they come away with points.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Big scrum here. Students going backwards. The ball's there for McDermott. He feeds it out. Twiddale offloads. Great inside ball to Clifton Sedu. There's players just flopping around everywhere out there.
Yes, ball is out.
Loose ball. Scott Young gets good hands. Jay Adkins. Oh, and that is a sloppy pass. And Mitch Felsman gets pulled down by his drawers by Twiddale. That was a potential game-saving tackle there from the fullback Twiddale. And there's a loose
No, he's in
ball.
line with him.
And you
Not
heard,
behind.
everyone knew, if Felsman got away, that's it, all over Red Rover. He was always going to get to that line.
And you can see it here, the short passing game. Jay Adkins, Harry Hawkins, despite being an absolute giant, tried to bounce basketball it over the top, and he just pinched it. And unfortunately for him, I think it was Bradley Twiddale just got a pair of his chungers.
You'd say he caught him with his pants down.
Yeah, quite literally.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Big scrum from the Brethren.
There we go. Gareth Ryan was the one that dropped the pill right there, and he was the one that just absolutely devastated the students there. That's an awesome turnaround there by Gareth Ryan.
I believe that's probably one of the
Number 2,
first
Lucid.
full-arm
Clark's
scrum
under
penalties
pressure.
that we've seen this game.
It's actually the first scrum penalty, I think. So, and that's testament to the teams giving it a red-hot crack, but being pretty diligent with
Okay,
it.
let's
But
go, please,
you can
guys.
see it here. Harry Hooper gets up and underneath, but it's Gareth Ryan who could just turn in, and it just absolutely goes to mincemeat.
So, big line out here for the home side.
7:50 to go.
7 minutes 50 to go.
Let's see if they can stick this line out, eh?
Fizzler throws up high. They go long. Loose
Yep,
ball
great.
out the back. Mellor gets the long place. McDermott. Little offload finds Singh. Singh puts his head down and goes. There's Siakasi.
It's good.
Oh, and there's a great pilfer there from Michael Wood, and Michael Wood will find his own at 40-metre line. The clock ticks down. Oh, and that's a very good take. Brothers working out why Crichton. He'll get wrapped up. There's box kick from the back from Fowl. They just want to get down to the other end of the field. Here's Dalgleish for one of his own. And that's an all right kick for touch.
Yeah, that's a great purchase to be able to get out to your own 10 there under that pressure by Semi Dalgleish.
Sub.
A bit of time off here.
An injured player. Just hold the ball for me.
I believe it's taking a knee out the back. It's Bradford Kappa. You can see the blood-soaked bandages around his forehead.
And they've just made a sub there. Big Far Lafatelli's come on. So it'll be interesting to see if he can just absolutely rip in for this final 7 minutes. He's a massive unit. I saw him at training a week or so ago,
Yeah, I'm
and he
okay
is
with that.
absolutely
If you're
enormous.
all
So it'll be interesting to see if at scrum time he can really put some pressure on and do a number on this students' scrum.
Oh, if it starts to come out again, we'll get it
I
cleaned
think
up.
Bradford
properly next
Kappa's
time,
probably
mate.
going to have to give up his
No
face
worries.
modelling career after this.
Nah, he's all right, mate. He's tougher than woodpecker lips, that bloke, so he'll be sweet.
Water off.
I think his eye's going to look like a woodpecker lip after this.
great opportunity here for Brothers.
Just hold until the water's off, guys.
Yeah, we're good.
Matt Fizzler, ball in hand, in the lead, bats down, Fowler regathers. Here they go. Oh, and that is a storming run up the middle. And he's still going. What a great run from Wood. Having such a huge impact on this game, but I think the ball's been lost. And he can't believe it.
We've got to stop saying good things about people every time we do. They make us look like a pack of idiots.
It's the commentator's curse, gentlemen. It's real.
But as I said, as you know, Far Lafatelli's on here now. Gareth Ryan's off, so if he and Harry Hoopert and Matt Fesley can get a number on students here, this could be very interesting.
Now, the Brethren had very strong scrum in their last 2 meetings. Let's see what comes of it.
Set.
McDermott's got to get it out quick. That's better from the students. Dalgleish. Dalgleish gets monstered. Loose ball on the ground.
Inside.
LaRossa nearly got there. Students are going to have to make sure they lock this down.
Turnover's good.
And the turnover. And that is a massive, massive turn of events here.
Awesome by Christian LaRossa there. He was able to get over that pill, survive that clean out, and got that turnover, and they have to take the points here.
And he's been good today, hasn't missed many tackles.
And it was really close here from Kuth LaRossa. He nearly got the pilfer off Angus Scott Young, and then it came into the second carry, I believe, from Will Eadie. And Brothers have just been so tremendous in the breakdowns today, really finding possession, and looks like they're going for the 3.
They've been awesome at the breakdown, both with ball and without. It's, you know, they're running with numbers. They're making sure they secure that pill when they are going into contact, but then without the ball, they're counter-rucking and they're absolutely bashing the students. And it's guys like Angus Scott Young, who he said we should keep an eye on. He's been pretty quiet today, to be brutally honest, just because he's getting bashed off the ball.
Now this is a massive kick. Liam Rickman. He'll put them 6 points ahead. It's not quite a converted try, but it's a hell of a lot better than 3. Rickman. Never was going to miss it. They're in the lead. Extended it. 39 points to 33 here at Crosby Park. We've only got about 4 minutes remaining in this match. It's still anyone's game, though, gents. 6 points, and we've seen the resourcefulness of both sides, and they've both been using their outside options really well. You know, the likes of Bweda and Will Eadie, they've been exceptional out wide.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how they go about it. For mine, if Uni want to get in it, Jimmy Dalgleish needs to get spicy in this final 4.
So Brothers deep in the half. Fowler goes to the box kick, and Felsman, he's starting to turn the Pistons. Great take from Eadie. Felsman will get his man. Long place. Brothers are flooding the breakdown. Brothers have trotted over it. It was a canter almost. Such speed. There's Wilson. Fowler at the back. Here they go again. Felsman. He's there. Dalgleish. Dalgleish, a little bit of step, and he goes himself off the right foot. Manages to get around. Offload to Scott Young. Scott Young tries to get through, but the defence was waiting for him.
Not playing the ball, playing the man.
McDermott. Sia Cassini. He holds on. A little bit of an offload. Sedu swats it out of the sky.
Release, tackler!
McDermott, they're coming down the short side. Here's Singh. Singh offloads around the outside. Udinsul can't get there, and there'll be a knock on. And this game just keeps finding new ways to get tighter and tighter.
They're looking very, very tidy. They're putting together some impressive phases.
But it's just those small errors again. I mean, look, I can understand maybe getting a bit frantic and a bit panicky, but, you know, like there's still 2.5 minutes to go. Do you really need to be throwing that pass 60 metres out?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news. We've got some cramps here, but someone's not in a good way down there for the Brethren.
It's like Harry Hoopert, I think.
Cork, did you?
Try and straighten it up. Can't lift it? No. At all?
Yeah, something's not right there with his right leg, and that's Harry Hoopert's been a massive presence on the field today for the Brethren. That front row, you know, the combination of Hoopert and Fezler and Ryan, they really did set them all up. So if he's got to leave the field, it's a shame, but he's had a tremendous game.
Yeah, look, Harry Hoopert's been awesome. I think Michael Wood's been really good as well, Harry Wilson, but for mine, Dale Murphy and I, we both agree the true protein high performer of the match has got to be Lawson Crichton. So he's had an absolute blinder, and he's definitely best on ground for us.
Yeah, 100% agree. He's controlled the game beautifully, taken the line on really well, and mate, defensively, he's been fantastic.
Oh, and it looks like the big centre there, TJ Siakasini, is leaving the field.
Time's on.
Oh. I think the brothers just added 300 Premier Grade caps to the team total with one sub. Nathaniel Gendall makes his way back.
What did he go on for Harry Hoopert? Yeah, sorry, Gendy.
Mine. Set.
Big scrum, 2 minutes remaining. Brothers in the lead, 6 points to nil. Gendall, he's straight into the mix. Welcome back to Premier Rugby 2018. Here's Wilson. Wilson gets brought down by Scott Young.
Been held in there, ball's available.
Fowler offloads. Others have just got to hold on to it. Minute and a half remaining. There's a good run from Wood. Wood's been exceptional today, all over the paddock. Kenneth Robertson there also subbing on for the University of Queensland. They're looking wide. Got to stick their tackles. It's
Off
good.
the foot.
Off the foot, loose ball. Harry Hawkins gets it. 1-2, floats it out wide. There's Dalgleish. Dalgleish throws it out to Edie. Edie keeps going, but I think that was pretty forward there, gentlemen.
Yeah, breathe, Dal, breathe. No, look, it was unfortunate the brothers turned it over there. They were
Dal,
doing
all
some
the
good
water from your
phases.
palms is dripping on the floor.
But yeah, look, Jimmy Dalgleish, forward pass, it was as clear as day, but look, that might be what's iced the students here. As long as brothers can maintain possession on this scrum, wind down the clock, they've got it.
It's 45 seconds, gents.
45 seconds remaining.
No.
Big scrum. Massive game.
Time's off.
And the time is off. Right down, what's the play here? Should hold on to it.
Hey, crash it up and hold on to it and then kick the ball out.
Don't give it to the backs. That's the play.
15, let's go, please, gents.
Scrum for a penalty.
Yeah, just keep going for it.
Let's go.
Really taking their time packing this one down. Very important. They were at the pointy end of it.
Crouch.
But you could hear Luke Beecham there saying to the back line, we've got to win that ball. Crash ball's fine, we've got to retain possession.
Fowler.
Get it in, 9.
And that is some sturdy scrumming from both sides. Fowler offloads. Here's Gendall. Gendall gets hit hard by Paxton Hall, but he gets good meters for his trot. Fowler sends it out. Students are going to have to work hard here.
That is time.
If they want to make something happen. Looks like that might be Max Singh down on the ground. And is that full time? Yes, it is.
Time's off. Time's off. You got foul play report.
Hold your horses.
Oh, okay, so it's full time. Yeah.
No, it is full time. Dal, you're about to. And that is full time here at Crosby Road. The Brethren redemption is oh so sweet. They've come out with a sensational win, 39 points to 33 against the Students here. Our current 2017 premiers. Gal, they did it without you.
Mate, absolutely. That's impressive. As we said, like Lawson Crichton was outstanding today. Michael Wood, Harry Hoopert, Christian LaRosa, like the boys pulled through. And I think, as we touched on a little bit earlier, was that execution within the the red zone and coming away with some points that relaxed everyone down, and it's quite impressive.
And the students, it's not like they didn't give it a hot crack today. They really stuck it to them, but they just couldn't get it together for that last 20 minutes. The Brethren really kind of pushed them out of that game.
Yeah, I definitely think that the students played really well, especially considering they were missing guys, Con Foley. Guys like that really would have helped out, the more experienced heads, Campbell Wakely and so on, but they gave it a pretty good nudge. It was just more so Brothers were more refined, and unlike 2 weeks ago, they actually capitalised on their possession and good opportunities.
Well, it is full time here. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. As always, it's been a pleasure. I hope to see you on the other side of the screen soon, Nerfs. But thank you very much.
I enjoyed this too much.
Oh, okay. You can just tell Carl that, I'm done now, mate. Jay, as always, been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
No, happy to be here. It was good fun.
All right. And we are going to be winding it down now. And we just want to do a brief thanks to our sponsors who support this game from both sides of both teams there. And a special mention will go to Ray White Ascot for their support of Brothers Rugby Club and Grassroots. And the major sponsor for the University of Queensland, Build Corp. And we're going to be keeping our eye on the matches that are finishing up all around Brisbane. They're brought to you live from redsrugby.com.au. Check out the live stream. We are going to be back next week with some more stellar matchups. And we're going to show you what those matchups are in about 1 second. There we are. So it's going to be Battle of the Universities at the University. UQ against Bond. The Tigers are going to be playing host to Brothers. It's going to be the Battle of the Birds. Norths up against Souths up Norths. And then the Dragons are going to be playing host to the Gallopers over at Old Mac. Well, that about rounds it all up here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. As usual, my name is Martin Lippiett. I look forward to your company next weekend. Thank you and good evening.